boy. So it'll actually be a first also, but a very good idea. My question is, why would soldiers over there care about Playboy, playmates? You know, I mean, they got thousands of gorgeous veiled Saudi babes running around. You know? Why would they care about our beautiful women here? Um, Actually, we've seen all those commercials for the Army. After these letters, after these letters get over there to the soldiers, they'll have a lot more to do before 6 a.m. Yes. Yeah, you make your own joke there. Also, after the Iraq conflict, we can do a movie about it. You know, call it The Hunt for Miss October. Hit me one time. Yes, yes. I've been in a good mood all day today, real good mood, because I found out that George Bush, the President of the United States, watches this show. That's it. That's a great feeling. Yes. It's a great feeling. I'll tell you how I know. Last night, I did this monologue, and I was talking about the way black people walk, you know, and I was saying, you know, it ain't easy to develop that walk, you know, because walks, you know. And I'm watching, reading the paper this morning, and there's a picture of George Bush, and I know he saw the show because he was practicing his black walk. I'm serious. I'm serious. Sandy, show him the photo. Look, see? Practicing his walk. You see him getting into it? And I got a feeling that George Bush also watches Fox's In Living Color, because he wrote a letter to Hussein, and it said, P.S., homie, don't play that. You know, so I got a feeling. Oh, man. We had a fun show last night. Fun show. We had a guy named Meshack. Can I tell you just a little personal thing? Okay, we had a guy on the show named, thank you, ma'am. It's like, Meshack Taylor from Designing Women. And I was telling him, I did some line about me being something in a former life or something. And after the interview, Meshack says, have you ever been to a palm reader? And I said, no. Because, you know, I'm not into that kind of stuff. Some people are into it. I'm not into it. And he said, well, you should go with me to this palm reader. And I said, no, I'm not into that, man. But he talked me into it, and I went to this palm reader. Has anybody ever been to a palm reader? Really? How many believe in that kind of stuff? So, man, not many? Okay, well, I got to tell you this, because I'm like y'all. I went, and this lady charged me $20, and yeah, well, hey, palm readers got to make a living, you understand? And she has my hand, and she's looking at it, and she starts to tell me these things, like my mother was from Alabama, and she knew the little town, Alexander City, Alabama, which is a very small town. And I'm thinking she could have read this in an article. I could have said it someplace or something. But then she knew obscure stuff, like my dad's name, and my dad's deceased, and she knew my dad's favorite thing for breakfast. And she talked about, you know, scrambled eggs, and he used to put Tabasco sauce on them. And my dad used to do that. And my dad's favorite sport was wrestling, which is silly. And how could she guess that? But she knew that. And she told me obscure things like about my report card. I mean, this is the truth. When I was in the 6th grade, I took an F and took an ink pen and changed it to a B. And she told me about that experience, and told me about getting spanked for it. And my mother, you've probably been through this, my mother spanked me. She made me take off my clothes. Except, you know, yeah, except for my underwear, and she spanked me. And I was running, and I ran outside. And my mother locked the door. Now, that's a true story. And this lady knew this. Okay, so then she said, you want to know maybe about... Wait, so she said, she's looking at me like... Okay, yeah, and then she said, if you give me an extra $20, I'll tell you about your previous lives. And so I said, hey, I'm $20 in the hole now, you know? So I gave the lady another $20, and she said, you were a great warrior in another life. Now I'm thinking at this point, I'm thinking what you're thinking. She could make that up, right? Okay, she can make that up. And I said, tell me something about a previous life that we could possibly prove in some way. And yeah. Homegirl said, yep. $40. You know? You tell me something with some, I want to see a bio, some kind of evidence. And so she told me, she said, you were a German shepherd in a previous life. And she said, your owner was very mean to you and used to put a choke chain on you and jerk it a lot, and you developed a little bump on your neck. And I was thinking, yeah, right, so what's the proof, baby? You know? And she said, no, still to this day, you know, in this life, if you feel around your neck, you have that bone. And that, you know, the swelling or that bump. And I'm like, you know, yeah. And she says, feel, right? And I'm feeling up in here. And sure enough, I'm feeling this thing. I'm serious. Such a long way to go to bark in a woman's face. I'm just joking. What's your name? Hi, Jean. Your name? Where you are from? New York. Where you from? L.A. Oh, you all ain't even together. No. Huh. Oh. She said, the hell with them. We're from Cleveland. What part of Cleveland? Woodmere, yes. You got money. That's a nice area. Oh, okay. Everybody scream out your hometowns. It sucks! Get me out of this! We got a great show for you from Empty Nest.